You know what? See, I like people that think like him because he think like me. Because why has UFOs and aliens been the talk of the town? Why? I just want to know why. Like you said, could it be some diabolical plan that they're brewing and putting together and they're using this alien stuff to keep us from knowing that? Like, what the hell is going on? Because, gosh, where did this talk of this man predicting this stuff, where did he come from? I mean, it just popped up out of nowhere. This ain't somebody that the alien enthusiast has been talking about for years and years. No, he just came from out of nowhere. And some of the alien enthusiasts, they don't even realize they're being used. That's just my opinion, but I don't know, man. What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. So as y'all know, South Korea was just under martial law a couple of days ago, actually. You know, they just recently uplifted. I don't know if it was a test or if they planned propaganda like I told y'all in the last video, but it ain't sitting right with me. Let's get into these videos, man. Stay locked in.
See what peace through strength looks like? Watch.
The incoming president delivered a strong message to Hamas, demanding the release of the hostages in Gaza by the time he takes office. Trump wrote on social...
He wrote, "Everyone is talking about the hostages who are being held so violently, inhumanely, and against the will of the entire world in the Middle East. But it's all talk and no action. Please let this truth serve to represent that if the hostages are not released prior to January 20th, 2025, the date that I proudly assume office as President of the United States, there will be, in all caps, all hell to pay in the Middle East. And for those in charge who perpetrated these atrocities against humanity, those responsible will be hit harder than anybody has been hit in the long and storied history of the United States of America. Release the hostages now."
And that's what you call using your power to do the right thing. But I'm kind of worried because if he wage war on that country, what type of domino effect will it have?
Wow. He only did this little part. I wanted y'all to hear the whole tweet. Anyways, continue.
The media, if the hostages are not released prior to January 20th, 2025, there will be all hell to pay in the Middle East and for those in charge who perpetrated these atrocities against humanity. Trump's statement comes just days after an emotional appeal by Israeli-American Idan Alexander on a Hamas propaganda video, and the announcement that Hamas
time is running out.
Another Israeli-American hostage, Omer Nutra, after Hamas took him captive when his tank was overrun on October 7th. President Biden also responded to the news, releasing a statement they've read in part. "Less than a month ago, Omer's mother and father joined me at the White House to share the pain they've endured as they prayed for the safe return of their son. Pain no parent should ever know."
Do you hear a difference in the two presidents? I don't know if I did or not. Maybe a little. I don't know. What do you think? Continue.
House Speaker Mike Johnson posted, "Please join us in praying for the Nutra family as we continue to seek justice against Hamas and the return of Omer's body."
Continue our coverage now with our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell joining us from Jerusalem. So, Chris, we're going to talk more about what the Christians in Aleppo in a moment, what they're saying. But first, how is Trump's warning to Hamas being received there in Israel?
Well, Ephraim, people are saying it's about time that this should have been said on October 8th. Americans were murdered and kidnapped, as well as Israeli Americans, as well as many Israelis and many other nationalities. And there's the sense is it's about time somebody said something so forcefully. Many believe the White House and the State Department for more than a year have really been too timid, too weak in their response, especially when American lives are at stake right now. Deputy Foreign Minister Sharon Haskell, she posted on X and she said this: "Trump knows that those who have supported Hamas and their evil are not just the enemies of Israel, but of the civilized world. Thank you for your moral clarity, Mr. Trump." So there's an anticipation because of what Trump has said on this issue as many others. There's going to be a very different relationship between the White House, the administration on so many levels, from Hezbollah, Hamas, Iran, and certainly the hostages when President Trump takes over next month.
All that's
Wow. See, and if you look at a lot of mainstream media, you'll say, the world is laughing at us. The world is laughing at us that we've got Trump now. And it's like, no, they're not. They absolutely are not. They're saying it's about time. They're saying more should have been done already. They're saying peace and string. You know, and I think everybody's starting to scurry, and you know, the lights go on and the cockroaches scatter is because they know that Trump isn't going to put up with their shit. So either get on board or get out of the way.
All of that on Fahrenheit 451 was extra, but he's a great dude. If you on TikTok, go follow that man. He does no fear mongering, and that's one reason why I follow him.
Now listen and pay very close attention. South Korea just had a martial law and they uplifted it after 72 hours. Now, I don't know if it's a test run or whatever the fuck going on, or they did it too early, but the same thing is about to happen in the United States, which is they just said it on CNN, okay? Now, if you look around you, all of the Walmarts and shit is about to go out of business and close, and y'all know what that's for, right? Yeah, FEMA camps and such for on. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. Now, it's a lot that's going on that a lot of people should have already been ready for, but instead, y'all sitting back thinking shit a fucking game while y'all digging in y'all ass, thinking that ain't shit gonna happen because y'all think that the United States is untouchable. Guess who it ain't untouchable by? Your military. Y'all not realizing that it's a lot of shit that's finna go on starting in 2025. And the crazy thing about it is 2025 starting off with the word is WTF. What the fuck is we finna get ourselves into because y'all ass out here blind to the shit that's finna be to come. Now, hey, if I was y'all, like I've been telling y'all for the whole past year that we in right now, that y'all need to start getting ready so y'all won't have to get ready because whenever it come, it's gonna be too fucking late. Now get your households together, start fucking talking to your neighbors, get with your family members trying to get cool with them or whatever the fuck.
See, this is the type of fear mongering that I was talking about. Y'all really, you really got to be some type of, I'm not talking about this young man particularly, but because he got this from somebody else. But you got to be some dumb people to think that just because January the 1st through the 3rd falls on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which spells out what the fuck. Like, really? Like, you know how many times in history that has happened? That has happened multiple times. But it's like people see something that they haven't seen before and they link it with all these threats and things that's going on in the country and in the world. And they say, oh, yeah, this ain't a coincidence. This is about to happen. You guys have been wrong before, and you may be wrong this time. Now, if something happens from the 1st through the 3rd, then hey, I have no problem with saying I was wrong. But y'all don't have enough evidence to say that that is factual. You don't have enough evidence, man. And I just think a lot of people need to sit this one out, man. But the fact that South Korea lifted their martial law just after a couple of days, it still don't sit right with me. Because what was the point? Like, martial law ain't something you just throw out there and then say, we're going to lift it. Is the president power tripping or something over there? Because martial law ain't nothing you just play with. But then again, that's South Korea. It ain't U.S. So I don't know.
Whatever the fuck y'all gotta do, because whenever it all boils down, we all finna need each other. We been getting distracted out this motherfucker. Whole time, it's a war against us. Period. Get y'all shit in order, folks. And for more content on things like this, y'all make sure that y'all like, follow, and motherfucking share for more content.
In the week since we left Russia, Moscow, where we are now, in February, after interviewing Vladimir Putin, we've watched from the United States as the Biden administration has driven the U.S. ever closer to a nuclear conflict with Russia, the country that possesses the world's largest nuclear arsenal. It has accelerated ever since, and it's reached its apogee so far in the weeks after Trump's election. He is now the president-elect In that time, just a few weeks ago, the Biden administration, American military personnel launched missiles into mainland Russia and killed at least a dozen Russian soldiers. So we are, unbeknownst to most Americans, in a hot war with Russia, an undeclared war, a war you did not vote for and that most Americans don't want, but it is ongoing. And because of that war, because of the fact that the U.S. military is killing Russians in Russia right now, we are closer to nuclear war than at any time in history. Far closer than we were during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That would mean the elimination of Russia, the United States, and most of the rest of the world. We felt there must be someone behind the scenes in Washington working to make sure that this conflict doesn't become a nuclear holocaust. But we found out that no, in fact, there is nobody. Tony Blinken, the current Secretary of State, cut off all contact between the U.S. and Russian governments. There is no back channel, there is no conversation, there hasn't been for more than 2 years. That's shocking. Meanwhile, most Americans have no access to any perspective other than that granted to them by NBC News and the New York Times. They don't know how close we are. They don't know the Russian perspective. We've been trying for over a year to get that perspective out to American news consumers. We've also tried for over a year to get an interview with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. We've attacked that from a bunch of different angles. We've spoken to a lot of different people around him, had dinner with them. We've been in talks continuously, and those efforts have been thwarted by the U.S. government. The American embassy in Kiev, which our tax dollars pay for, told the Zelensky government, no, you may not do the interview. You can talk to CNN, you can't talk to us. So we've been unable to speak to him. So we came back to Moscow yesterday to interview the foreign minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, the longest serving foreign minister in the world. He's been a part of this government for 25 years. He's been in the diplomatic corps for over 40. And ask him, where exactly are we? Are we headed toward an unprecedented conflict between Russia and the United States? Is there any way to peel Russia back from the east, from the sphere of China, back into the west? Is that alliance permanent? And does the election of Donald Trump mean an end to this war, which is reshaping the world, the U.S. economy, the global economy, and risking the life of every person on this planet? Is that possible? We just walked out of that interview. It's absolutely fascinating. It's coming very soon. We hope you'll watch.
You guys know that Tucker always have to add that zing to get you on the edge of your seat. And what people don't realize is that Tucker is not a news anchor. He's not. He's a investigative journalist, right? He's good. He's great at his job. But he has relationships with these people too. So as long as, because ain't no way, if the conflict was that terrible between Russia and America, Tucker Carlson, an American, would not be allowed in that country because he would be looked at as a spy or some type of infiltrator, right? So you got to put the pieces together and make it make sense. I just can't see war raging, and it's not like the actual missiles that are being used against Russia are coming from our country. They're coming from sanction in another country. So there's that. I mean, look, I'm not going to fearmonger. I got to give us hope, because that's what we need at this point, because everybody else is going to drive us into oblivion in any given moment. So yeah, that's not what we're here to do. Not over here at Bo Reacts. Now,
whoa, now what's happening with y'all out there? Check this out. Here we go again. If it ain't one thing, it's another. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, you can't tell me that the United States is not preparing people for something bad to get ready to happen over here. So you have a 7.0 earthquake, right? It hits off the coast of California. They go into warning mode. Everybody's phones are going off, the TV's going off, the sirens going off, and you hear, run. Get away from the coastline farther as you can go. Go up somewhere that's over 100 or even more feet in the air, so you won't be impacted by the tsunami that's on its way. Had everybody going crazy, people panicking and shit, right? Then they say, okay, the tsunami warning is off now. There's no tsunami coming. They just making sure that they broadcast system and everything is in place for when the big shit getting ready to happen, folks. It's been a lot of test runs on these cell phones. They've been dummy testing on the TV. They've been having...
But ain't that's, I mean, that's supposed to be protocol. You're supposed to do tests periodically to make sure everything works as it's supposed to, and make sure people move when they supposed to, right? I don't think it's nothing actually coming. That's just like when you were in school and they did the fire drills, right? You never knew they was coming, and they never told you whether they was real or not until they started announcing it on the intercom. But up until that point, we would be scared because we would think it was an actual fire. But it's a fire drill, or just like this is a drill to get people out of the city so they can learn how to move just in case there was a real earthquake.
Elon Musk talking about some universal basic income? No, he's talking about some universal high income, whatever that means. Talking about how the robots are going to make everyone filthy rich and we're all going to be millionaires. There's going to be one big party, happily ever after. Guys, that's cap. They're not going to give you that stuff freely. And if you have a business mind, you understand you can utilize and capitalize with AI, that's good for you. And that's something, you know, I'm not going to shame you for looking into. I'm kind of looking into that myself. But I also know, first and foremost, we're living in the last days, yo. This is not going the way you guys think it's going to go. Y'all think this is about to be some Tron Legacy, some Alita Battle Angel, some sort of just new futuristic cyborg utopia. That's not happening. When Elon Musk was saying that everyone's going to have like a basic or a high income just given to them because of AI, what he's talking about is the mark of the beast. He's talking about the chip in the right hand or in the forehead with Neuralink and all this stuff, the hand technology with Amazon One, all this stuff that they've been doing to get us technologically prepared for the fulfillment of the Bible. If you think I'm lying, read Revelation 13. You need to read it. You need to understand we're living in the last days. If you can't see where all this stuff is taking us, you're blind and you need to wake up. Jesus Christ is coming soon. They're getting ready to roll out the mark of the beast. You guys are all blind. Look at the video that I have pinned at the top of my page about the mark of the beast, and you'll be able to get a deeper understanding of why this is all happening right now. I pray that you be blessed and that you be ready. Amen.
Well, I don't know if he knows. A lot of people already got the chip. I don't, but I'm saying there are a lot of people that already got the chip. And it's a choice thing, okay? I mean, you can either get it and be on the forefront of technology and be ahead of everything and not be left out, or you cannot get it and prepare yourself to live off the grid because you won't be accepted and your way of paying for things won't be accepted in certain places, right? Luckily for a lot of us, we still have phones because eventually credit cards won't be used and you'll be able to just swipe with your phone, right? So yes, I agree with him when he say that things are about to change.
So it is December 4th, officially one day after Cliff High's 39 days to melee prediction was set to begin, and I promised you I would check in to see how things have unfolded. Before I get into what has happened and how incredible I think this prediction has actually been, the amount of people that have come back to comment on the original Cliff High video, saying things like,
"Do you have any idea of the computing power needed to do what you just described? You sound like a fool, and you should be coming.
Right, it's December 3rd. Nothing fucking happening.
First of all, thank you. The algorithm loves you. And secondly, look, I get it. If you're the kind of guy who gets upset about a guy on TikTok who's telling you about another guy who 15 years ago made a prediction, your IQ probably peaks at around temperatures that would induce hypothermia. So I get it, and I understand it's hard for you to just think beyond what you're fed for just a brief moment. But seriously, wake up to yourself. Look around at what is happening in the world right now. There are UFO sightings everywhere around the world. It's insane. You don't even need to look for them. Go open up Reddit. Go open up X. You don't even need to look. I guarantee there'll be one there. These things are everywhere.
Okay, bro. A UFO sighting and an invasion is two different things. Nobody has invaded us, though. That's the point. That's the thing. And they're still fear-mongering, bro. I don't get it. You see for yourself nothing has happened, and you're still pushing the narrative. I get it. Gotta keep the views going. These people are witty. I swear they are.
Timeline is inundated with UFO sightings from the last 7 days, and they seem to be increasing and increasing as the days go by. The last time America had a UFO wave like this was in the 50s when UFOs were sighted over the Capitol in Washington, D.C. This was never cast as an alien invasion or Project Bluebeam. These are all things people just got carried away with in the comments because it kind of sounds like that. That's never what the prediction actually was. In 2009, it was predicted that Donald Trump would be interviewed by Joe Rogan, and 39 days later, we would be seeing a melee in the sky between jets and UFOs. I literally showed a video of a jet intercepting one of these drones in the latest episode of Weird Week. And in this week's episode, I'm going to be collecting all of these UFO sightings that I've found, and I'm going to be putting them all together and showing you just how crazy and widespread this thing is. We're going to be diving real deep into predictions, cliff high UFOs in this week's episode of Weird Week. And okay, I get it. There hasn't been an all-out dogfight in the sky, or at least one that anyone's caught on video yet. But there are literally UFOs everywhere right now. That's not normal. This doesn't always happen. And it's 39 days since Trump was interviewed by Rogan. Like, if you can't grasp the significance of that, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Go back to watching Love Island, eating bugs, or play with some rocks, whatever entertains you. Like, if you can't understand how insane that timeline is, that we are literally 39 days later having a flood of UFOs all over the sky. Remember, that's not normal. We don't normally have UFOs everywhere. If you can't see the significance of that, I don't know what to tell you. Because the people who are screeching about the accuracy of this prediction are the same people who scream that UFOs aren't real. Meanwhile, they're literally floating above your head. Wake up to yourself.
See, that's what they want to happen, but it ain't. It won't.
Happy Thursday. One more day until the weekend. We just got one more day, and then we're living the weekend life, right? Then it's back to the grind after that, but let's not think about that. I was thinking last night, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world right now, but for some reason, everyone's focusing on aliens, including the government, which really has me suspicious. Why would the government be talking just out of nowhere, just all of a sudden talking about aliens? And then it's reported on the news. And then you see tons of posts and news articles about UAPs and UFOs and first contact and all this stuff. It just has me suspicious, you know? When they're reporting about something random like this and almost like whimsical, something that they're just hinting at, so no one really actually has actual evidence, you know, hard, cold evidence that they're sharing, but it's just a bunch of like kind of hope and pipe dreams, like, oh, first contact, it might happen. It gets me really suspicious. Like, what exactly is going on behind the scenes right now that they have to blast this story about aliens to everyone 24/7 in order to keep our attention on that? I don't like it. I don't like it. And with how unsettled things have been just across, not just the country, but the entire world at this point, it's really got me feeling like there's some back-end deals going on that are going to end up screwing the people over, so they want to keep us distracted. I don't know. Weigh in. I want to hear your 2 cents on this. I would love nothing more than to have first contact with aliens, but for it to just all of a sudden be the topic of interest, like for the past month, it just seems really strange to me, and it's suspect. Let me know what you think in the comments.
You know what? See, I like people that think like him because he think like me. Because why has UFOs and aliens been the talk of the town? Why? I just want to know why. Like you said, could it be some diabolical plan that they're brewing and putting together, and they're using this alien stuff to keep us from knowing that? Like, what the hell is going on? Because, gosh, where did this talk of this man predicting this stuff, where did he come from? I mean, it just popped up out of nowhere. This ain't somebody that the alien enthusiast has been talking about for years and years. No, it just came from out of nowhere. And some of the alien enthusiasts, they don't even realize they're being used. That's just my opinion, but I don't know, man.
Guys, look where I'm at right now. Take a fucking gander, okay? And while you taking a gander, deem yourself unworthy. Deem yourself unworthy, okay? And this is what I'm gonna say. I'm jealous. I am fucking jealous, okay? I was a believer when nobody wanted to believe. I was a believer when it was deemed crazy, conspiracy, all this shit. I believed. And honestly, you people that was able to capture a UFO with your phones, you know, got to see it with your own perception. Not the CIA documents, bro, not scrolling TikTok, but literally got to witness a UFO travel the sky with your two ojos. I'm jealous. You guys aren't worthy. You're not worthy, okay? I deserve it. Where's my UFO?
I hate to tell it to you, bro. They ain't real.
Have you guys seen what the New Agers are calling the alien thing? The Ascension. Like, it's right in their faces. We will be ascending. Yeah, we're going up. It's the rapture.
Well, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it here. I've had enough. It is what it is, man. If aliens and UFOs are a real thing, and I'm never saying that extraterrestrials don't exist, but extraterrestrials are different from aliens, right? Aliens are just, you don't know what they are. But an extraterrestrial could look like me or you. Hell, by definition, people from Mexico are extraterrestrials. But that's neither here nor there. Let me tell y'all this though, man. We can't go through life looking at that type of stuff and believing that that's our biggest worries, because it ain't. It's not. It's never been. Okay? Granted, those people who said they have been probed and been, kidnapped by aliens and stuff like that, but we don't know if that's true. They're just telling us a story. We don't know how true it is. But that's not the stuff we need to be worried about, okay? That stuff is not going to change our children's future, hell, or our futures. We have something we really need to be worried about. And whether this transition is going to happen and whether it's going to happen peacefully or not. That's what we need to be worried about. All that other stuff, I mean, if it comes, and then we'll worry about it once it gets here. But guess what? The time that this man becomes president is here, okay? And he's not officially a president until he is seated in that office on January the 20th. And that's why I say we got to do what we supposed to do to make sure it happens, okay? I ain't into all the alien stuff, man. I've had people send me stuff and, I've watched it. And a lot of those videos and a lot of those people I watch. And to be honest with you, I don't even think those people that do those videos believe themselves, to be honest. But hey, who am I to say something? I'm not trying to stomp on anybody's dream. I just know that I have a family and I have children. And what's more important to me is what's going on in this country, not what's going on in the skies. Because like I said, if aliens are real, if they wanted to hurt us, they would have did that a long time ago. But they didn't. So you tell me what it really is. You tell me what it is. They have been warning about this alien stuff for years, and I have yet to see it happen. But one thing I know for sure that's actually a thing and that can happen is war, okay? And I'm kind of divvying back and forth on whether that's going to happen or not. But I know it can happen for real. Alien invasions, I'm not sure about, man. So there's no reason for me to just waste my time on it. And this is no shade to the alien or the alien enthusiasts or the believers. It's not. I'm just saying, it's not for me, okay? It's not enough interesting content for me. So I got to stay away from it. But I appreciate you guys who have watched and who have stayed around and who have supported this channel. And for those who are leaving this channel, it's fine. Because every time I lose a subscriber, I gain one. And either you're here to get entertained or you're here for me to create a cult. And I'm not here to create a cult. I'm here to create a community of people who are like-minded and who have more of a sensical mindset. I could rant, but I won't. And with that being said, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Hop in the description and follow all of my social media. Matter of fact, just hit that beacons button. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person. If you want to see more dope videos, go watch my last one.